Good afternoon. Photos by Taste of Chicago. We have Gucci in the house, class of '89, Morgan Park Mustangs. We have Mr. Steve here, class of '88, author of 100 Ways You Know You a Nigga. We're gonna ask Gucci a couple of questions on his thoughts about the book. Gucci, what you think about the book?
Well, to be honest with you, that's one of the ways that you can give back, A lot of times we don't, sometimes we can overlook things, and that causes ignorance. But for the other half of it, it's just some things people just didn't know. It's not on the deeper level what you want to use a negative connotation to send somebody to ignorant, but some things people just don't know based on life experience. So, 100 Ways to Know You a Nigga is open up some doors and took me back to the reality that, where I come from, where I was living, so some of the things that gave me the attributes to give me the understanding and the connection to where I am now, because knowledge is key, and that really what makes this world go around. So I'm like real thankful just to be able to look through from page to page and see some stuff that reminded me, showed me how to connect the dots. Because a lot of times you think they say you're a nigga because of your skin complexion, but a lot of times a nigga to me is just a way to say that's your way of thinking, or the way your perception, how you look at things, So it's not about race, it's not about skin color or nothing like that. It's really about the life you live and, see your worldview. So I was able to see a lot of things in it that I recall, whereas that I can actually say based on the information at that point to sit and say that's some niggerish shit.
All right, that's excellent. Mr. Steve, we're going to open up some questions and see if Gucci has any questions about the book, how the book came about.
Well, let me ask you this. A lot of people are criticizing me right now about the book, saying that I shouldn't use the N-word, saying that it's kind of degrading. But to me, I know the word is biblical, the word nice. So a lot of people don't understand it. So I'm glad you said what you said. I want to thank you for that, because I just want to let everybody know out there that once we embrace the word, and once we know how people abuse the word where it came from, that's any word. Right. Any word we use, we can curse on.
And they've been doing it forever, everybody. And it has nothing to do with religion, lack of religion, and none of that. You understand?
So to me, calling somebody a nigga can be the same way, like women might say all men are dogs. True enough, it might not sting like that, but you just call them your hoe. But I can take that to a whole nother level and be like, okay, you call him your nigga. Or how many times have you get mad at your mom and call her a bitch in your head? And some people say it out loud. Or other people be like, yeah, my mom a bitch. Ain't that the same thing?
Well, bitchy, nigger, like you said, these negative connotations, it really depends on your worldview, who you are as an individual. But most important, you have to remember, some of the people that I mentor, I try to explain to them how being a mentor is one way to help people in a positive enlightenment, but also remind them that my motherfucking haters empower me just as much as my mentors, because my haters basically tell me and show me the things that I shouldn't be doing. So what I try to remind myself is that for the most part, these are just constant ways to remind myself how to take things, not to take things so serious at times, and a way to put myself in a position to be able to give back, because a lot of people just don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, this has really opened up some doors for me. Just being able to flip through this book, man. Because I'm still thinking of some of the ways that's in there, and I remember going through it, remember hearing people talk about it, remember seeing, I'm in Vegas, man. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time in Vegas, but I just seen some real nigga shit from some motherfuckers that's running around here, and I guarantee you that they would look at you funny by saying it, but they doing some of the same shit that's in this book. So,
and what some people don't believe, it's only a handful of us out here.
Oh, that's what I noticed.
All right. Mr. Steve, have a question for you. What can you tell the viewers about your experience being an African-American man?
Well, let me tell you how this works. See that I came from Chicago, and you know for a fact back in the 80s that we couldn't even go certain places across Western. So here I am on 95th and Western. I want to go to Dairy Queen to get me some ice cream. So I pass over Western, go over to a Cicero, and when I'm over there, what do I see? The police. I'm outside getting ice cream. They pulled me. The car's already parked. So they didn't pull me over. They walked over to me like, nigga, what you doing? So with that being said, I'm like, man, are you serious? Are you up here mad at me because I'm in your neighborhood? Not only did they pull me over, they beat me down, then they arrested me. The only thing that saved me was that my father, being a minister in Chicago, was able to come over there and come get me. And my name was Stephen L. Smith Jr. So when they ran my name, I didn't say Junior at first, so my dad came up. So they showed them, okay, we messed with the wrong nigga. So that way my father got me out and everything. So that's what inspired me to write the book, because I'm tired of everybody out here to stereotype for me and you for something they're really not. They look at the way we dress, we either gonna have to be a rapper or that we out here doing just something crazy.
And that's sad, but it's true, man.
Not understanding we entrepreneurs. Yeah. We out here trying to make money just like everybody else. What's the difference from what we're doing because of the color of our skin? Right. And that's what made me want to write the book.
Absolutely. Well, I'm very proud of you as always. Gucci, I want to say thank you for taking out the time.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Hey, but it's really not about me too. I want to know what made you want to pick up that camera.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man. You know, for most, like when I growing up in Morgan Park, I was a different person back then. I was really athletic. So at that point in time, I was on the other side of the camera line. Growing up, my dad took photos of everything and everybody. Right. So I grew up in front of the camera, and so my love for being photographed just shifted from that to being, me being the business-minded person, the go-getter that I am. It's about supply and demand. So I've always tried to find myself, like, after the negative side of my life, with the street. And like I said, you gotta be a way that you can hustle legally.
Right.
So everywhere I went, I noticed how people love being photographed, and people would ask, oh, that's a beautiful photo, how can I get it? And I just took that to another level. And everywhere I went, I started photographing people and trying to share those moments with other people. So, and that's how, no matter where I'm at, if I'm in Detroit, if I'm in Indiana, if I'm in Chicago, I'm in Vegas, I'm in Hollywood, Beverly Hills, and I take photographs, I share my style of photography that I learned from being in the city of Chicago with people, and basically they ask how can they get that, and that's how it started. But that's also where the name of my company derived from. It's just a taste of Chicago. It's a taste of the style of photography that I've learned in Chicago, and now I just I take it on the road with me, and everywhere I go I get a chance to experience that. So and it's shifted, based on my grind, my hustle, and me being thirsty and me not wanting to go back to where I come from. I know that I can make money. I can support my family. I can empower people. I do forums and I do I speak public speaking, and I try to share that information with people, because a lot of people try to figure out how can I use what I got to get what I want without having to result to violence or the drugs or the streets. And and in and out of the revolving door to penitentiary kind of situation. And I just try to really get into people, try to find out what is it that you love to do? What is it that you would do for free? Right. And this is something I didn't do initially to make money. I did this as a way of, as an expression of freedom, and me to be able to, I appreciated seeing how when you capture someone, a moment. I'm here with you guys and I capture that moment. You look back and say, man, yeah, I remember that day. You can look back and share that with people. So that was one of my ways I want to give back, and everywhere I go, I choose to do that.
And again, breaking the stereotype of black men being niggas. Yeah. That they are positive images.
Yes, and you know what, the good thing about that, I've been able to capture some people that you thought was well respected in the community. And I have what they call a little black book, because alcohol is a drug. And I've caught some people that had a couple glasses of wine, and they changed from being this high power person to somebody in the closet. So I got a lot of people photographs and them on video doing stuff that normally other people would know nothing about. So as you relate to, you want to be somebody in the daytime, and at night you go back doing nigga shit. Just go back and remind you when you try to put people on point. Cause people will do that. They'll try to front you, man.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? They want to hold you back. People wish you well and hope you fail.
Yes,
a lot of
they do.
people aren't able to live in a reality that I'm not able to live up to my own expectations all the time. So with me being that way, what I look like really want to support you living your dreams. I'm the person still dreaming, and I'm living my dreams, and I'm all over the country, man. Follow me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in Chicago one weekend, I'm in Detroit another weekend, I'm in California one weekend.
Vegas now.
We in Vegas now, been here. The events is open, I'm still here for another week out here getting it,
Puerto
man.
Rico last week.
You know what I'm saying? We're just all over the place, sharing our experiences with people, and you'll be surprised how many people loving us, man. They loving us, man, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity because this is a form of being one way of empowering, saying we can be in Vegas and network with our own, man. We all come from the same place, man, and we can give back just by empowering people. Just, you'll be surprised how this fucking world, one word nigga, is gonna change our whole life.
Exactly.
It's gonna change our lifestyle. It's putting food on our tables, man.
Yes, it does.
Just by empowering people and educating people that it's two sides to everything. You can either be optimistic or pessimistic, but the reality depends on your worldview and how you're looking at this shit. So
Absolutely.
you can talk shit today and then turn around and realize that, am I really doing some nigga shit and who's watching me? Because somebody's gonna call me on my shit, and like I really hope that nobody see that, you know what I'm saying? But this is the kind of shit that it's gonna continue to educate people, man.
Absolutely.
It's about education, man.
Absolutely.
And you can look down on this if you want to. This because for one thing, see, ignorance is once you read this damn book, ignorance is no longer bliss. You can't ever go back to act like your ass don't know you do nigga shit. And that your ass a nigga too, whoever you is. So, and that's what it's about. So, if you got any questions, you need to fucking get the book.
Hey,
they said if you ever want to have some from a nigga, put it in the book. So if you want to empower nigga, we're going to put it on the front cover and make you curious about that. So get inside that book, and we can at least give you a quick 100 ways. A quick 100 ways. And next thing you know that the book gonna grow and it's gonna be something else behind it, man. But it's a good way to do that. And I'm just glad I'm around family and around friends here in Vegas, man. And I love y'all for having me.
We love
man,
you
you know,
too.
this is a great opportunity, man. I couldn't have found nothing else better to do here in Vegas besides sitting and talk with y'all and share some information with some people about y'all book, man, and how this book is gonna continue to. It's gonna be like a wildfire, man, and the more information people get, the more people gonna wanna know, man, because it's not about just the words that's on the cover, it's about the information that's embedded inside those 100 motherfucking ways to those pages. So,
Exactly.
I encourage y'all to get out here, man. Each one teach one. You start out by saying the only way you can actually criticize somebody or criticize something is if you know the details. Right. And you don't know the details, but you can't judge a book by its cover. You need to dig deep within. Get inside that damn book and find out why you talking if you doing some nigga shit too. So,
Well, Steve, I have a question before we close out. Do you have anything you want to say to the fans, to the people?
To all my fans out here, not only am I saying read the book, but I'm also giving y'all inspiration to write your own book.
That's right.
You got a story, tell it. Invest a little bit of money and tell your story. And guess what? It'll flip and keep on flipping. Because guess what? What we make from this and what we do, we gonna eat together.
That's
You can have everybody eating at your table if you know how to do it right.
That's right.
That's all I gotta say.
All right.
Not only just read it, be it. Do your own thing.
All right. Well, thank you guys very much. Have a wonderful evening.
Hold on,
I
before you go,
appreciate your time.
I gotta give a shout out to anybody out there, y'all trying to find out, what it's like being a personal photographer. Everybody, I think everybody deserves a personal photographer. Basically, my name is Guthrie Bonet, G-U-T-H-R-I-E, last name Bonet, B-O-N-N-E-T-T, that's B-O-N-N-E-T-T. Photos by Taste of Chicago. On Instagram, it's A Taste of Chicago. Facebook is Guthrie Bonet. You know what I'm saying? Basically, get inside of there and try to find out, you know what I'm saying, some of the information that I've been able to share photographically from just being around good people like y'all, man. And if there's any way that I can support you, you know what I'm saying, get at me. You know, they got my information, you know, so I just want to say thanks for having me here. You know, I'm loving Vegas, man. I'm getting a chance to expose Vegas photographically when I get back to the hood, when I get back to the city, man. I'm gonna put these photos out here and be able to share some of the shit that's going on, man. And I'm just real thankful for the opportunity. So And I just wanted to make sure y'all had
And
my
the
info
information.
out there.
Absolutely.
I love y'all. Thanks for the book, like I said.
Mustangs for life.
Hey, yeah, and MP high to the world blower.
Thank
but,
you.
It's not about the cover. You need to get inside here.
Right.
And you need to get inside here and get your own interpretation of the truth. Like I said, and then at that point, ignorance can never. I can't ever go back to acting like I don't know I'm a male by gender. So once you go back and know what nigga shit is, you can goddamn stop looking at people, looking down on people, looking down your nose at people, and basically start to try to find out if you're doing nigga shit too. So.
Absolutely. Thank you guys. You have a wonderful night. Thanks for your time.